so grateful for this beautiful sunny day that we have. And I'm grateful that you all made it out here for this wonderful occasion. My name is Colleen O'Brien. I'm the General Manager of the Reading Municipal Light Department and your morning MC. I'm going to try to do as good of a job as Dave Hennessy, one of my bosses, who's the best MC I've ever heard. So thanks for joining us to celebrate the electrification of the Minuteman Battery Energy Storage System, a true collaborative effort. Before we get started, I'd like to recognize some of the local officials that are in attendance today. From Mass Legislature, Senator Jason Lewis, House Minority Leader Bradley Jones, Senator Brendan Creighton, Representative David Allen Robertson, and Representative Richard Haggerty. For the Mass Department of Energy Resources, I'd like to welcome Commissioner Judith Judson. My bosses, the RMLD Board of Commissioners, and I am blessed with a great board. Dave Talbot, my chair. Phil Pacino, Tom O'Rourke, Dave Hennessy, and John Stempeck, vice chair, who's unable to attend. In addition to my board, I'm very fortunate to have a Citizens Advisory Board since the RMLD services 4 towns. And on that advisory board, we have 2 from the town of Wilmington and 1 each from Reading, North Reading, and Lynnfield. Dennis Kelly from Wilmington is our chair. Jason Small is here, vice chair from North Reading. Neil Cohen from Reading, and George Hooper from Wilmington. From the town of North Reading, I'd like to thank Select Board Chair Kate Manapelli, Select Board Member Leanne Gonzalez, Town Administrator Mike Gilberto, and former Select Board who was very helpful in getting this project done in the town of North Reading, Mike Prisco. The town of Reading, we have the Select Board Member Mark Doxer and Assistant Town Manager Jean Delios. The Reading Municipal Light Department and its sister municipal light plants in Massachusetts are committed to electrification, which is the shifting of powering with electricity produced from carbon-free and renewable resources. This battery unit is an excellent example of innovative technology that integrates into the RMLD's electrification goals. This 5-megawatt lithium-ion battery system was installed with the support of a $1 million Advancing Commonwealth Energy Storage ACES grant, and is the largest project in terms of energy capacity of all the grant recipients. The battery system will be charged during off-peak hours and discharged during peak events to reduce the RMLD's peak load. During peak periods when the electric grid is most stressed, older, less efficient, more polluting generators are called into action to meet the high demand for electricity. This system, along with similar energy storage projects, reduce the need for these type of peaking generators and the carbon emissions that they may produce. Peak electricity also comes at a premium price. Reducing the RMLD's usage during peak will lower RMLD's future transmission and capacity costs, which is a direct benefit to all of our customers in the RMLD system. Additionally, this battery unit, in conjunction with the RMLD's 2.5 megawatt distributed generator, which is behind the batteries, recently built in the last 2 years, can be utilized to provide limited emergency power in the event of long-term grid outage known as resiliency. Many people and organizations contribute to the successful completion of this project, and I'd like to thank, but not limited to, the Baker-Polito administration, the Executive Office of Energy and Environmental Affairs under the leadership of former Secretary Beaton and current Secretary Theo Paredes, and the Department of Energy Resources under the leadership of Commissioner Judson for offering the innovative ACES grants to us, which help fund this project. House Minority Leader Brad Jones, Senator Jason Lewis, and Senator Bruce Tarr, who is unable to attend, for supporting the RMLD's ACES grant application. The North Reading Select Board, Town Administrator Mike Gilberto, and former Select Board Member Mike Prisco, and the Town of North Reading staff for their support and partnership during construction. Our Board of Commissioners and Citizens Advisory Board for their support, as well as all of the RMLD project team who worked diligently to complete this project. The Mass Clean Energy Center, under the leadership of CEO Stephen Pike, for administering the ACES grant, and Nextera Energy Resources for designing, constructing, operating the system as an energy service provider for the RMLD. Again, thank you for your contribution, and at this time I'd like to introduce our next speaker. And as each speaker is done, I'll come back up and introduce the next speaker. So first off, let's give a warm welcome to Commissioner Judith Judson of the Mass Department of Energy Resources.
Good morning. All right, well, it is terrific to be here. I'm Judith Judson, Commissioner of the Department of Energy Resources. And I just want to say on behalf of Governor Baker, Lieutenant Governor Pluto, and Secretary Theoharides, we are so excited to see the growth of storage here in the Commonwealth. And I think we should do a big round of applause for the fact that this is now the largest operating storage project in the state. Woo! So we're excited about storage for a lot of reasons, but before I mention those, I do want to thank Colleen O'Brien and your leadership here at the Reading Municipal Light Department, your team. It takes a team to put together a project like this. I want to thank the board who supported this project. I want to thank E&E for their leadership and working with the municipal light departments on bringing this type of innovation. I also want to thank Nextera Energy Resources for partnering with the Reading Municipal Light Department and bringing this project to fruition, the North Reading Select Board, and in state government, our partners at the Massachusetts Clean Energy Center under the leadership of Steve Pike. This came about through a partnership through an energy storage initiative that DWR did with the Clean Energy Center. And my team, who's not here, but Will Lowers and Amy McGuire, who day-to-day are working on these projects and working with the individual project developers and teams. And with that, of course, I want to thank our partners in the legislature. Under the Baker-Pluto administration, there's really been a bipartisan effort to work with our legislature to bring about tremendous increase in clean energy. So Representative Jones, Senator Lewis, Senator Crichton, Representative Robertson, we appreciate all the efforts. Senator Tarr, who's not here, that has taken place to really pass some significant legislation that has enabled these types of projects to move forward. So our mission at DWR is to create a clean, affordable, resilient energy future for the Commonwealth. And in 2015, when the Baker-Pluto administration took office, they saw the potential that storage could play in doing that for our electric grid. We started with a $20 million initiative to do an energy storage study that showed that there were huge benefits to storage. One of the things that we found in that study was when we look at what our electricity costs us as ratepayers and bill payers, 8% of what we spend on electricity across the Commonwealth, residents and businesses, 8% is attributable to just the top 1% of hours, that top peak. 40% of what we spend, nearly half of what we spend is attributable, or basically is just what we need to do in the top 10% of hours. So the fact that when we have peaks, and you have basically without storage, you have to make sure that your supply of electricity matches demand. During those peak periods, we spend a lot of money to make sure that we can keep the lights on and have that reliability. Storage can be a game changer. With the advances in battery technologies that you'll see here, we can change where we can store off-peak, lower-cost energy, and at peak that energy, and that's what's being proposed to do here, and that can greatly reduce costs for ratepayers. We are seeing these projects across the Commonwealth. The ones that have started have already shown savings. I know in Sterling, where they did a project, they've already seen in the first couple of years over $1 million savings for ratepayers, and we expect to see that here, millions of dollars of savings for the Reading Municipal Light Department's ratepayers, because by reducing that peak, you have a huge, huge reduction in cost. And in addition, it's a reduction in emissions. So it's affordable and it's clean, because we really rely on less efficient power plants when you have to meet that peak. So if you can rely on something like storage and operate more efficiently, that's less emissions to the grid. Storage also is excellent at integrating new renewable technologies such as solar. It's the potential to have solar energy be powering and meeting demand when the sun isn't shining or when the wind isn't blowing. And lastly, it's also resilience. As mentioned here, I'm really excited about the idea that the storage in conjunction with the traditional power plant here could turn into a microgrid in the event of an emergency. Given what we're seeing with severe weather, climate change resiliency is a critical mission of the Baker-Polito administration, and this type of project can demonstrate how we can have a more resilient power grid. And so I really do want to congratulate the Reading Municipal Light Department, NextEra, your partners here, the leadership in the community, because you're really thinking about the future and you are bringing a clean, affordable, resilient energy future to your constituents, and I think we should be just incredibly proud of that. We were absolutely thrilled to support this with the CECs through a grant, and we are just really looking forward to what this will do for the Commonwealth. So thank you very much.
Okay, next up, I'd like to introduce Stephen Pike, the Chief Executive Officer of the Mass Clean Energy Center. Steve?
Thank you, Colleen. Really appreciate having this opportunity this morning to not only see the fruits of our labor, but be able to trumpet it a little bit as well. I want to thank Commissioner Judson not only for her remarks and being here this morning, but certainly for the tremendous collaboration. It's not just on this project or this program, but honestly, it's on a daily basis. That we're working very closely with the commissioner and her team. Absolutely mission critical to the state achieving the goals that we've all set out for ourselves. I want to thank the legislative delegation, in particular the minority leader and Senator Lewis. Your support also absolutely essential to enabling the state and municipalities and districts like RMLD to do this cutting-edge work. Ross and his team at NextEra, or Ross, there you are. Thanks to you, Heath, and the rest of the crew. I know our team at Mass CEC has commented on how easy it was to work with NextEra, and that is borne out by the fact that this project never arrived on my desk, which is always a good sign. Usually when it rises to the level that the commissioner and I have to talk about it, it's not good news. And this one was relatively smooth sailing from our perspective. David Talbot and the board want to thank you as well for your ongoing support of RMLD and their efforts. Tom Olala I know has been here from the beginning, every step of the way with this project. But it's also important to note that Tom is frankly omnipresent in the clean energy world. Certainly with Mass CEC and the type of work we do, we engage with Tom a lot and appreciate his engagement and efforts. And lastly, the team at Mass CEC, Galen Nelson, Ariel Horowitz, Mike Condon, Jay Liu, who are the ones that not only come up with these good ideas, but then actually execute on them. Really appreciate their efforts. So I want to pick up on just a couple of threads from Commissioner Judson's comments, as well as some of Colleen's. They talked quite a bit about the project, so I won't repeat all of that. But what I do want to emphasize is the importance of projects like this to the future. And that is to say that as exciting as it is what this project will do today, I think we're only scratching the surface with what this technology can do for our system as a whole and our ratepayers. And that's the type of work that as soon as these grants were issue that we started, along with DOER, started really focusing on. A key piece to the contractual negotiations was data. And so that's not only important to Google and Facebook, but it's also important for projects like this, technologies like this, for organizations like ours to really start to grapple with the true potential of these technologies. One of those areas is certainly resiliency. That is something that frankly really hasn't even been defined, and never mind truly valued as yet. So that's an example of an area that we know this project and others like it will really help us to start to shape, to start to think about, to really start to understand its true potential. And that is, frankly, that's where Mass CEC and I know DOER like to play, which is right on that cutting edge. You know, really pushing the envelope, planting the seeds, not all of which will grow into the mighty oak. Lord knows that's not always going to be the case. But we need to continue stepping out in front of things in order to stay ahead of the challenges that we face, to have any real prayer of keeping up with it. And so that's what excites me the most about these projects, this series of projects, which is roughly 24 projects and $20 million invested. You know, there's 14 different business models. It's 9 different use cases and applications of these technologies, and the wealth of information that will come from them are really going to help inform the policymakers, the regulators, the legislators who are going to have to be making these policy and regulatory decisions down the road. Never mind the business folks like Ross and Heath and others who are who are looking to develop, own, and operate these projects as well. So 3 cheers to RMLD for really taking a bold step into the future. Really looking forward to not only the effect of this system on the ratepayers today, but really learning from it and building off of it in the future. So Colleen, thank you very much for having me, and look forward to continuing working on projects like this with RMLD.
That's his House Minority Leader, Bradley Jones.
Okay, I'm used to getting flipped. First of all, welcome to North Reading. I appreciate all of you. Some of you had a very long commute. I had the shortest commute. I live about a 1/10 of a mile away from here. And I think one of the things that I love about this project is it's a collaboration. And I think, as you heard Commissioner Judson and Colleen talk about the partnership between Reading and North Reading, the Light Department, the state, and all the entities. This very substation represents a collaboration. Many years ago, almost 2 decades ago, this actually wasn't going to be here. But a partnership with RMLD in the town saved it from being on Havel Street and in plain sight all day to back here, in a partnership that's worked well, I think, for RMLD and has worked well for the town. So that was the first partnership. And this partnership is a tremendous undertaking and a tremendous success story. And Tom and Colleen, you made this application so easy to advocate for. You put together a strong proposal. I think we met in the summer of 2017, and it was an easy sell for the legislative delegation to get behind. And as someone who's had the good fortune of sitting on the last 2 conference committees on clean energy and the bills, storage is going to be a game changer. It's already showing that. I think it's going to continue to demonstrate that. And I think in the shadows of our recent 4th of July celebration, the fact that this is called Minuteman BESS is terrific naming, very insightful, and I think it is going to be kind of a representative of the new revolution in energy. And battery storage and storage facilities like this really going to add enhanced meaning to solar and wind, whether it's onshore or offshore, and I think are going to really address our carbon footprint going forward. So I would offer my congratulations and thanks again to everybody at every level, from the people building this, to the people designing it, to the people running it. It has been a great partnership, and I can't tell you enough about the relationship RMLD has with its 4 communities. The guys are terrific. You call them for service and they're there. and I can speak personally. My mom called last week, and you guys showed up before she got out of the driveway. So RMLD is a very customer-friendly, responsive MLP. I'm proud to work with them and on their behalf, and thanks for this wonderful, wonderful project.
Give me some ideas for a new T-shirt. Revolution. All right, Tech Tip Award for anybody that comes up with the Minuteman BESS Revolution T-shirt. Joyce will, for our open house in October, when we celebrate the benefits of public power, you're all welcome to come down to 230 Ash Street, but we are celebrating 125 years. We're 125 years old. I know the day just over, but 125 years old, so write that down. First week of October, and come celebrate 125. We're sure to have some interesting historical electric artifacts to share, and possibly some Revolution T-shirts. That sounds great. Okay, next up is Senator Jason Lewis.
Thank you, Colleen. Good morning, everyone. I want to start by wishing RMLD a very happy birthday. Not every day you get to wish an entity 125th birthday. It's great to be with you on the special occasion along with my colleagues, Representative Jones and Representative Haggerty. I also want to offer my congratulations and thanks, of course, to Colleen and your team, to Dave Talbot and the Board of Commissioners at RMLD, to Commissioner Judson and everyone at DOER, the Clean Energy Center, and all the local officials and others who've been involved in this great project. You know, it's very exciting. As Representative Jones said, you know, we've been working in the legislature for many years now to advance clean energy, renewable energy, to combat climate change, to create a green economy. We've passed a number of major bills over the last decade and been working very closely, of course, recently with the Baker administration. So it's always great to see what you've envisioned in legislation, you know, come to life in a great project like this. And certainly the importance of storage to being able to tap into solar energy, wind energy, hydro, other kinds of clean energy has been a critical piece of the puzzle. And so to see this come to fruition, and I actually didn't even realize until this morning that this is actually the largest energy storage installation anywhere in Massachusetts right now. That's really, really cool. So congratulations to everyone. I'm going to close by just issuing a call for us all, and I know I'm preaching to the choir here, to really be even more ambitious and even bolder in our work to transition from a fossil fuel-based economy to a clean energy economy. We know what we're up against with the impact of climate change. We know that Massachusetts can be a leader in the green economy, and it can be a win-win. Lower energy prices, lower carbon emissions, new jobs. This is the future. We really need to embrace it, and so I hope we will be even more ambitious, as I said, and even bolder going forward in these efforts, working together. Thank you all very much, and thanks for having me today.
Okay, thank you. Next up is Kate Lunapelli, Chair of North Reading Select Board.
Thank you. Welcome everyone on behalf of the Select Board and our Town Administrator and the citizens of North Reading. Thank you for joining us here today. Welcome to North Reading. Joining me on behalf of the Select Board is Leanne Gonzalez, our newest board member, and the chair, our former chair and Select Board member, Michael Prisco, who was instrumental in moving this along. We're pleased to be here to celebrate the completion of the construction of this battery energy storage system. And even though we've heard it's the largest, it really takes up only a small footprint here, but it's going to produce a significant enhancement of energy storage. And as you heard Commissioner Judson explain, it will yield us significant energy storage and also provide energy reliability and resiliency. And that's where it has a direct impact on human resources. And it's also going to have a direct impact on human resources because it's going to ultimately save ratepayers because of the storage that it will accomplish. So this facility will also from our understanding, be evaluated for purposes of redundancy as a backup power source for the communities that are the beneficiaries here. And again, as Representative Jones explained, this is an example of the ongoing partnership that we've shared with Reading Municipal Light Department over the years, beginning with the parcel being conveyed so that RMLD could install the natural gas power generator to assist in meeting the peak demands for users. They sought and obtained the grant to construct this. The Baker-Polito administration supported that, and it's because of this that this is a success story. And for many of you to also know that the town entered a 20-year payment in lieu of tax agreement with Minuteman, under which Minuteman will also pay the town a certain sum every year for the next 20 years. So we want to actively acknowledge RMLD because of its energy conservation efforts. And we've become familiar with the Shred the Peak campaign, and you just saw Colleen's mind in motion with her next campaign. So we're familiar with all of their efforts that they've taken to inform users about conservation efforts and all of their coordination efforts towards energy conservation. And this facility is another example of their proactive efforts. And our community is pleased to be a partner with RMLD. We also want to thank our legislative delegation, Senator Bruce Tarr, Representative Brad Jones, Senator Lewis, for their efforts in assisting RMLD in securing this grant, making this happen, and for Governor Baker and Lieutenant Governor Polito for advancing this effort and providing RMLD with the significant grant funds to help bring this project to fruition. So this facility is an example of the positive energy that results from that ongoing partnership. So again, thank you for inviting us to participate in this ceremony. We look forward to continuing this partnership with you and working on our future conservation efforts with you. Energy conservation efforts with you. Thank you.
Thanks, Kate. Next up is Ross Rothman, Vice President Development, NextEra Energy.
Good morning. It's a pleasure to be here with all of you today. This is, as has been discussed, the largest standalone battery project in Massachusetts. It's not solar yet. We're going to add solar. I'd like to thank our partners, David Toward, Colleen O'Brien, for hosting us today and your commitment to this project. A special thanks to Tom Olala with RMLD. Tom has been involved in this project since the beginning. These projects are complex and important, and the cooperation that NextEra has had with Tom and his team has really been part of the key success of bringing this project forward and its ability to come to fruition today. So we very much appreciate that. Of course, we want to thank all the public officials here today who played a key role in allowing this project to move forward and the funding for it. We'd like to thank Governor Baker and Commissioner Judson for their leadership of working through the Department of Energy Resources, and of course the Massachusetts Clean Energy Center with Steve Pike have all been critical aspects of enabling a project like this to move forward. And we're really excited to have further projects like this developed and running in Massachusetts. NextEra has been a leader in energy storage since the industry really has developed. Our company is known throughout the world as a leader in renewable energy, and our focus on energy storage really speaks to how the clean energy economy and the clean energy aspects of kind of the way energy is going to be delivered to the world, as well as most importantly in the Northeast, is very, very important and is going to lead to the future success of our energy economy in the next decades. Projects like this will shape the next generations of energy use. We believe that energy storage and other projects similar to this will be where you're going to see the future development of energy. And we're excited, and we really congratulate everyone involved in this project for the vision and the ability to move this forward. On behalf of NextEra Energy Resources, we're very excited to commission this project and for it to start serving all of the ratepayers in this area. So thank you very much. Thank you for everyone here today, and have a great morning, and let's see this great project proceed throughout its life. Thank you.
Thank you, Ross. Last up to speak is my chair, Dave Talbot.
It's too hot for speeches. I'll only keep this very quick. Really just 3 quick points. First of all, my name came up 3 times, which is 3 times too many. The real people deserving the credit is the staff, managers, and engineers at RMLD. So Tom Pavlo's name came up, Hamid Jafari, Charles Underhill, several others. Some of their names are here. The names should be flipped around here. When RMLD does a project, they do it with a high degree of rigor and engineering excellence. And this is not easy to do. And really, my hat is off to the team at RMLD and the staff who really made this happen. So let's send a quick round of applause for these folks. To Senator Lewis's comment about doubling down on this kind of effort, we see here that RMLD can execute large-scale storage, energy generation projects, including solar storage, the gas generator, and we can do more of it. And I think we'd like, speaking as a board member, we'd like to, and staff, they're great. They can do this. So it's just the beginning. RMLD is a leader, and I'm very sort of humbled and proud to work with them. And third, in the context of municipal light plants, this is an example of the kind of thing that municipal light plants are doing. This is the 3rd or the 4th one. John can, knows a little bit sharper than that. But the municipal light plants are doing a lot of innovative things in the Commonwealth, and so it's just worth acknowledging that. And they'll be doing more of this. And when they're allowed to do that, they can do great things. So that's good context to be aware of. And so that's it. I promise to keep it short. And again, thank you everybody very much, especially the staff at RMLD and everybody else who was acknowledged. Thank you.
3, 2, 1.
They say, great engineers.
Okay, well, I got time to take the picture.
Show us a picture.
Okay, here we go, guys. Ready? We'll look right here.